We should never have opened that wall. I know that now. Every contractor who worked on that farmhouse told us the same thing afterward, that they felt it. The moment the east wall came down, a shift in the air, a drop in temperature, a feeling like something that had been held very still for a very long time had just taken its first breath. That was on a Tuesday in March. By Friday, my wife was speaking in a language that has not been spoken by any living person for 400 years. By Sunday, the circle carved into the floor of the sealed room was glowing, and by Monday morning, I understood that we had not found an empty room inside that wall. We had opened a prison, and the thing we had imprisoned had been waiting for exactly this for a very long time. My name is Thomas Reed. My wife Sarah and I bought a farmhouse in Harlan County, Kentucky in January 2022. Built in 1887, 8 acres of land, remote, private. We had always wanted to renovate an old house, restore it, make it ours. The previous owners had left in 2019, abruptly, without selling the furniture, without forwarding their mail, without explanation. We thought it meant we got a good price. We did not ask why they left the way they did. We should have asked. Renovations began in March. A crew of 4, local contractors, good workers, experienced. The first 2 weeks were completely normal. New plumbing, new electrical, new roof sections, standard work, steady progress, until March 14th, the day we opened the east wall of the main bedroom. The plan was simple: remove the old plaster, expose the original brick, repoint, standard renovation procedure. The lead contractor, a man named Bill Stacy, had his crew working on it from 9 a.m. I was in the kitchen when Bill came to find me at 11:30. His face was wrong, not frightened, not angry, just wrong. Like a man trying to stay professional about something that was making it very difficult. "Mr. Reed," he said, "you need to come look at something." Behind the east wall of the main bedroom, there was a room, roughly 10 feet wide, 10 feet long, completely sealed. No door, no window, no ventilation gap, just 4 brick walls built around empty space and then plastered over, so that from the outside it looked like a solid wall. The brickwork inside was different from the rest of the house. Older, much older. The mortar stained dark. The bricks themselves irregular and hand-formed. This room had not been built in 1887 with the rest of the farmhouse. This room had been built around, incorporated into the farmhouse deliberately, so it could not be found. On the floor of the room, a circle carved deep into the stone, 8 feet in diameter, with symbols carved along its inner edge, symbols none of us recognized. And in the center of the circle, an iron chain, heavy, old, corroded with age, bolted into the stone floor at both ends, forming a loose once been bound there, and the chain, over decades or centuries, had simply rusted through, broken. The chain was already broken, had been broken for some time. Bill Stacy photographed everything, called it a historical discovery, said we should contact the County Historical Society. I agreed. I called the Historical Society that afternoon, left a message. Then I went back into the room, alone. I stood in the center of that circle, in the middle of the carved symbols, and I looked at the broken chain, and I felt it, not heard, not saw, felt a vibration in the stone beneath my feet, so faint it was almost nothing, like the very faintest pulse coming up through the floor, through the stone, through whatever was beneath the stone. I left the room immediately, did not go back that day. That night was the first night Sarah did not sleep. She lay in bed perfectly still, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. When I asked what was wrong, she said, "Something is breathing in the walls." The next day, Wednesday, Bill and his crew refused to work in the East Wing. They would not say why directly, only that the room made them uncomfortable, that they had dreams the night before, all four of them, the same dream, standing in the circle, unable to move, something circling them in the dark, getting closer. Thursday, Sarah did not come down for breakfast. I found her sitting on the bedroom floor, in the corner farthest from the east wall, knees drawn up, arms around her knees, rocking slightly and speaking quietly under her breath, words I did not recognize, a language I had never heard, guttural, ancient sounding, consonants that did not fit together the way English does, the way any modern language does. I took her hands, said her name. She looked at me. Her eyes were wrong, not black, not white, not any obvious supernatural wrongness, just absent, like Sarah was not quite behind them, like something else was looking out of her face, deciding what to do with me. Then she blinked, and Sarah came back, and she had no memory of the words, no memory of sitting on the floor, no memory of the last 40 minutes. I called a doctor that afternoon. The doctor found nothing physically wrong, suggested stress, suggested the renovation disruption, suggested we consider taking a break from the house for a few weeks. That night, the temperature in the farmhouse dropped to freezing. Every room, simultaneously, in March, with the heating system running. The thermostat read 68 degrees. The air was cold enough to see our breath. I went to the sealed room. I do not know why. The same pull that had taken me there alone 2 days earlier. I stood in the doorway and looked at the circle on the floor. It was glowing, faint, blue-white, coming from the carved lines themselves. Not a reflection, not a trick of the light. The carved symbols along the circle's inner edge, emanating their own cold light. And the vibration I had felt in the floor 2 days ago was stronger now, strong enough to feel through my shoes, strong enough to hear as a low subsonic hum at the very edge of perception, like something enormous turning over in its sleep, beneath the stone, beneath the floor, beneath everything. I grabbed Sarah. We left the farmhouse that night, drove to a motel 40 minutes away. Stayed for 3 days. When Sarah was away from the house, she was completely herself. No strange language, no vacant eyes, no lost time. Just Sarah, frightened, but herself. I contacted a professor of religious history at the University of Kentucky. Sent him photographs of the circle and the symbols. He called me back within an hour. His voice was careful, controlled. The voice of someone choosing their words very precisely. He said the symbols were a form of pre-Christian binding seal, used in parts of Europe before the 14th century. Designed, according to tradition, to contain something, to hold something in one place, to prevent something from moving or growing or spreading. I asked him what kind of something. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Mr. Reed, the people who carved those symbols believed, with complete sincerity, that certain very old evils could be anchored to a place, bound, kept dormant, as long as the seal remained intact." I asked him what happened when the seal was broken. He said, "They believed the evil did not escape, not immediately. It was too old, too slow. It needed time to remember itself, time to reach the nearest living minds, to use them, to feed, and then to spread." I asked him how to stop it. He said, "You cannot reseal it without the original materials and the original knowledge. Both are lost. The only option available to ordinary people is to leave, immediately, permanently, and never return." We never went back to the farmhouse. We lost everything we had put into it. The investment, the renovation work, the furniture, everything. We did not care. The farmhouse sold 18 months later to a young couple from Cincinnati. I do not know their names. I tried to warn the real estate agent. He was professionally obligated to disclose nothing. The sale went through. 6 months after the sale, I drove past the property. I do not know why. I stopped at the road, did not approach, did not get out of the car. Every window in the farmhouse was dark at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, in what should have been a lived-in family home. Every window dark, and from the second floor, from the east wing, a faint, cold light, blue-white, steady, not flickering, not going out. I drove away and did not look back. Sarah and I moved to Portland, Oregon 6 months later, as far from Harlan County as we could reasonably go. Sarah has never spoken those words again, never had another episode of lost time. She remembers almost nothing from that week, almost nothing. But sometimes at night, she tells me she dreams of a circle, carved into stone, glowing cold and blue in the dark, and something moving slowly around its edge, just beyond the light, circling, patient, waiting for her to step outside the light. If you ever renovate an old house and find a sealed room with no door, do not go inside. Do not touch anything in it. Do not break anything that looks like it was meant to hold. Because some things were sealed away for a reason. And the reason is that what is inside should never, under any circumstances, be allowed to wake up. Sleep well. And if stories like this keep you up at night, you are not alone. Subscribe for more horror stories. Every week, new story, new nightmare. See you in the dark.